Hit that chime. Don't be afraid to hit it. Bonnie, get those people out of the entryway. Stand up right by the mic. There you go.
Good morning, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Wayne County. We are a diverse congregation that welcomes you as you are, regardless of your age, ethnicity, race, sexual orientation, gender identity, economic status, or physical ability. We come together to seek deeper meaning and understanding from each other and the world around us. Your presence here today is a gift that brings us closer to that understanding. We are an active community that lives its values beyond the hours of Sunday service. I would like to call your attention to the following. The grief group will not be meeting until Wednesday, January 7th at 3 p.m. in the fellowship. Okay. And the Gokenauer Goats Christmas tree recycling service. If you would like to have your live Christmas tree recycled by hungry goats, they would be glad to help. The goats enjoy eating all the needles, bark, and twigs. Please be sure to remove all the hooks and tinsel bits before donating. Please drop your tree off by the far side of the sheds in the parking lot by Sunday, January 12th. If you would like to find out more about our activities, feel free to ask Karen Skubik, our membership coordinator.
Thank you, Olivia. I'm not sure if I know anything more about goats and Christmas trees, but that's nice of them that they'll do that. I know the goats eat, their goats will eat down a whole Christmas tree in one day, so they do go through those Christmas trees. Yes, so I guess I did know a little more. So I want to welcome you all here today, and welcome anyone online. I'm sorry the folks online can't smell the smells that are starting to come from the pancakes and whatever else Gail's been whipping up here. So some of you may have come for the pancakes. Some of you may come for other reasons. Some people come to explore their spirituality, for community. Everybody comes for a different reason and maybe continues to come for a different reason. We have some new folks here today. They might have their reasons, and folks that have been coming for decades and decades. But whatever your reasons, it's always nice to touch base once in a while with the principles. So I appreciate that Gail is going to talk about our principles today, because it's nice to revisit those. We get caught up in other things here, and it's nice to revisit something that's like kind of the basis for our faith here. So good to have you all here. I'll be in the back of the sanctuary after the service if anybody would like to speak to me. Thank you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning to you all. We're having an abbreviated service today. All right, Hawthorne. And why are we having an abbreviated service, Hawthorne? Because it's Pancake Sunday. That's exactly right. So we have whipped up a nice little breakfast for you out there, and that's why we're going to abbreviate the service just a bit today, okay? It's time for us, though, to be together, have some pancakes, have some conversation. That brings our community closer. We get to know each other better when we sit down and we have a meal with someone. We found a lot out about Scott Armstrong last night when he and Karen came to dinner, so, but that's a good thing. So my suggestion is sit with somebody that you don't know very well and have a conversation with them over some messy pancakes with syrup and butter and all that fun stuff that you're going to have, because it strengthens our bonds of our inner community here at the UU. So at this point in time now, I'm going to ask that you silence your cell phones, open your minds, and let's prepare for our time together.
Our chalice lighting is by Vincent van Gogh. Love is something eternal. The aspect may change, but not the essence. There is the same difference in a person before and after love as there is in an unlighted candle and one that is burning. The candle that was there, and it was a good candle, but it is now shedding light too, and that is its real function.
We're going to do just a very brief meditation this morning. So I'm going to ask you to put your feet on the floor. Put your hands in your lap. Take in a big deep breath and let it out. And as you let it out, feel those shoulders come down below your ears. Okay? This is a tense time of the year for a lot of folks. Many people look very much forward to the holidays. And I do, and then I really look forward to when they're over. So, okay, take in another deep breath. And again, blow it out and relax. And now that we are past the winter solstice, we know that the days will be getting longer and the nights will be getting shorter. Warmth will come back as the sun shines longer during the day. And may our nights be filled with family and friendship and peace. May it be so. At this point in time, I would like for Sue to play Spirit of Life. And if you would like to come over, and Sue will be over she's a member of our pastoral care team. And if you would like to take a stone and drop in the water and take any cares that you have and let it go to that stone as you put it in the water.
Our faith is centered on the belief that we can make this world a better place for all who dwell in it. In order to realize that vision, we both need the motivation and the means. Your donations help the community put its faith into action by supporting our programming and facilities. All donations collected today that are not specifically marked otherwise will be split with Orville Friendship Meals. Orville Friendship Meals is a nonprofit that serves a free dinner on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th Thursday of the month. For those who are watching online or do not carry cash, you can donate on our website by scanning the QR code in the order of service or on the screen. The offering will now be collected and gratefully received. Join me in this unison reading. The words are on the screen. Let us be grateful when we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts with us, for we are enriched by their giving. Let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we may learn from the generosity of others.
Can't do a sermon if you don't have it. Well, as you can tell, it's Pancake Sunday. Bonnie and I have been here since about 8:15 this morning, getting stuff all rounded up and ready to let us break a little bread together. We have kind of reserved this Sunday, which is the first Sunday after Christmas, to do the pancake breakfast. We started this a few years ago, and after a long hiatus, and people seem to enjoy it. And it gives us a little chance to celebrate together our holiday. But we also don't want to forget our Jewish friends, because Hanukkah started also the day of Christmas. And there's those folks who celebrate Kwanzaa. And there's folks who celebrate just about everything else around this time of the year. So merry everything and happy whatever during this holiday season. Before we sit down, though, together, and enjoy some food, and enjoy each other's fellowships, it's always good to kick off this Sunday, which will enter into the new year, with us getting back to basics. And how do we do that? You know, a simple review of our principles, and I'm going to ask Olivia to read our 7 principles, the original principles that we have. If she would do that for us, please.
The first one is the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Acceptance of one another and encouragement to spiritual growth in our congregations. A free and responsible search for truth and meaning. The right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large. The goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Respect for the independent web of all existence of which we are a part.
Thank you, Olivia. Don't go anywhere too quickly. This is Olivia's first time as worship associate. She's doing a good job, isn't she? We're gonna break her in right today. So All right, so we read the principles, and that should suffice, but it really doesn't, because we've read these principles so many times, and they're posted everywhere, and we have them on the back of our. If you look on the back of your program, the last page, they're always there, and it's important that we look at those. But those have changed now, haven't they? The last couple years, the UUA has changed those to 6 UU values, as opposed to going with our 7th principle, and then they wanted to add an 8th one, and I don't know, they finally came down after several reviews with the 6 values. And so as I name the first value, she's going to give you the explanation of that value. And that first value is interdependence.
We honor the independent web of all existence.
Which kind of goes along with our 7th principle as being, the interdependent web of life. And we all know that we're part of that. We all know that from our universalist background, and nature, getting back to earth things, we're all part of the same thing. So the next one is equity.
We declare that every person has the right to flourish with inherent dignity and worthiness.
Okay. Our next one is transformation.
We adapt to the changing world.
Okay. Pretty succinct. Pluralism.
We celebrate that we are all sacred beings, diverse in culture, experience, and theology.
Okay. Generosity.
We cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope.
And justice.
We work to be a diverse, multicultural, beloved community where all thrive.
Thank you, Olivia. So we chose to review these because we have a lot of new faces in our congregation and in the audience, and they may not have been, told these, or they may have read them someplace, but they may not have. No one's may have talked to them about this. And again, they're always printed on the back and of our order of service. Forrest Church, who passed away not too long ago. For nearly 30 years, he was the spiritual leader of the All Souls Unitarian Universalist Church of New York City. And in one of his sermons, he wrote about the anxieties of just life as it is. We have fears, like fear of losing a job, anxiety over choices maybe that a loved one is making that you don't agree with, depression that life has not worked out the way we planned. It seems almost trite to say it, but the truth is that life is hard, and really hard sometimes, and maybe all the time. And often we wish it were otherwise. And we do wish it were otherwise. And the coming of a new year, we say, next year I'm going to do this. And they say that the standard New Year's resolution lasts approximately 14 days. The other 11 and a half months, we go back to what we normally do. But I quoted him because I think these are things that worry all of us on a daily basis. And spending time with our UU community is so important. Being able to depend on that community during our times of trouble can give us solace, and it can ease the anxiety of everyday living. Doing what we are doing today, sharing a meal, can also strengthen the bond that we have with our community. And I recommend, again, as I said earlier, that you sit with someone maybe you don't know very well and talk with them, because that's the best way to get to know your UU community, find out things that you didn't know, and to bond with them. Interdependence, equity, transformation, pluralism, generosity, and justice are all coupled with the love that we feel not only for one another, but for the world at large. This is what we're about. It's really simple. It's nice to spend time with people who share your values. Not so much share your political thoughts or not desires, your political aspirations. But it's important to be with people who understand and feel the same way you do about the world at large. The concepts are really quite simple. Putting these into practice sometimes is harder. I used to tell folks that, our first principle, the inherent worth and dignity of everyone, that went right out the window when I got in my truck. Because, I talk to traffic. I sometimes yell at traffic. And sometimes I just sit there and go, But it's hard to keep those in your head and live by those guidelines and those rules on a daily basis. We need to depend on our UU community. We need to depend on them when we have problems or when you feel overwhelmed. Ask for help. There are many people here that will ask for help and who will help you. We're here for you now. We're here for you when you need help. We're here to share your joys as we all go through life. And we're here in the future. May it be so. Normally, we would have a hymn at this time, but because our service is shorter today, we're not having a hymn. We're going to eat pancakes instead. So, the last thing I will give to you is just some words of wisdom who come from Melinda Morris Perrin. That I hear your words, listen to me. That I may know your heart, speak to me. That I may follow your dreams, share mine. That I may grow in love, grow with mine. That I may share your life, give me time. Blessed be.